Hello, everyone. Can we discuss about the Olympic Games? Why I think that Israel should not be participating in Olympic Games anymore? Because they have been confirmed by international courts as an apartheid state, and then they have been discriminating, killing, doing all sort of inhumane things against the people of Palestine and Gaza. So it means that in reality, an apartheid state should not be able to compete or should not, no one should support them to compete in an international competition. Can you please help me to tap your screens, please? How are you all doing? Because personally, I believe Israel is an apartheid state. I have been believing that since like so many years ago now. And then after the October 7th, they have created a narrative to kill more Palestinians, displace more Palestinians, and force them to leave their lands and do some of the things that is difficult to be done. So I believe IOC in Olympic Games, if South Africa have been banned from participating in Olympics and in international competitions, Russia has been banned for invading Ukraine, for participating in international, for invading Ukraine, then an apartheid state should not be able to compete in an international competition, especially Olympic Games. And then it is just few days away. So the world need to be convinced and try to come together and ask Israel and ask the IOC to ban Israel from participating in the games. Please, can you tap your screen, please? So that is my belief. And then I think that for the Olympics, like IOC, they should not be waiting for the people. As fast as when this ICJ have made their rulings that Israel is in violation of a convention against apartheid, and then it's a violation against international laws of occupying another state, of forcing people to displace their lands and destroying people's property and killing innocent people. All those things, all the crime that have been, how should I say that? All the kind of crimes that the world have been seen and they have been trying to fight against. Because for me, the hypocrisy in the West is too much. So I'm not gonna go deep into that one. But for the Israeli state, as they have now been, the ICJ, the top court of the United Nations, has confirmed that they are an official definition of an apartheid state. So in that case, I don't think there should be anything else the world or anyone else should be trying to negotiate or try to rebrand their ideas or try to tell the people that, yeah, because October 7th. Because their ruling have shown that before the October 7th, there was an apartheid in Israel, in Palestine. So the argument that they normally put it in forward, that they normally try to put across the people, saying that, yeah, but you know, this is the problem. So they are not an apartheid state. So they are just they are just trying to defend themselves. They are doing some of the things that the Hamas attacked them or so and so. But the ICJ ruling shows that it is an opinion for sure. But the opinion that is confirmed by a top court has now reaffirmed that the many individuals, like so many thousands or millions of people around the globe, believe Israel is an apartheid state. They are occupied Palestinian land. They are committing genocide. Even that one is not been proved yet, but they have been confirmed. There have been so many people have been argued that the Israeli human rights bodies have confirmed that. The United Nations itself have confirmed that. Now, as a rule-based world that many Western countries believe, now we believe in the international law, we believe in the rules. So the global communities now we wanted to believe in all those things. So it is shown that if that is the case, they should just be confirmed as they are just been confirmed as an apartheid state. Why should they compete in Olympic when South Africa was not being able to compete in Olympic when they are doing how should I say that when there is an apartheid in South Africa? Uh, when Russia invade Ukraine, they have been banned from competing in Olympics. They have been banned from competing in international competition. So why should Israel compete in Paris Olympic just few days ago, just few days to come, almost few days to come? Why should they compete in Olympic under Israeli flag just because they are, I don't know, Western allies? Or are we gonna stand here and say that yeah, because the reason why is that one is because the so many countries are supporting Israel and it's a democracy. South Africa wasn't a democracy, but it was ruled by a white minority, and then they should be if they are banned from competing international competitions like games, Israel shouldn't be allowed to compete. Now there is no reason for them to argue anymore, for them to put it forward to say that, but it is not an apartheid. Because the definition of an apartheid, like the international, we all believe in courts. Like so many people, the Western, as they believe in rule of law, the courts decide what is the law and what is not the law. Now, in the global place, like in the United Nations, it is based on the ICJ. They are the top court in the world. They define the laws. They put explanations to put things in order. Like if one state and if two states are in conflict of something or they are in disagreement, they have something to argue about. They go to ICJ to make a ruling. So, as someone who believes in rule of law, the Olympic Games is almost few days away, and then Israel, as a state, should not Israeli citizens should not be allowed to compete under Israeli flag because by that one it will create a how should I say it a hypocrisy for the International Olympic Committee because when they banned Russia for like dopings or for violation of another sovereign state on invading them, they banned South Africa because they are an apartheid state. Then the UN top court confirmed that Israel today is an apartheid state. So what next? What is the next step for the global community? Like to do now? Because I know UN is not functioning. United Nations is not functioning because it is corrupt. It is controlled by few, and then only 5 countries have more power than, like, only one country can veto something, and then even the 99% of the world agree on it. If that country doesn't agree, then automatically it will not be a law because one country disagree with the law. So for me, I just think that for us to sit up and try to put things in order, and for the world to come up and join our voices together, it should start with the uh, Olympic Games in Paris. It should start from with these Olympic Games in Paris. Israel should be banned from participating. Their athletes should not compete on the Israeli flag. If that happens today, then so many things will also come up because the people, the global community, as we all believe in human rights, as so many people believe, because not many people believe in it. Like 90%, I can say Israeli citizens don't believe in it. They only believe in a selective human right, their view of human rights, and how they see who are human and who are not human, and how they try to put things together. So I think if you are believing in some of those things, the view, the idea, the belief should be this one. Israel as a state should not be able to compete in an Olympic Games because by allowing Israel to compete in an Olympic Games, it is a violation of an international law and a violation of international human rights, and then it should try to believe in some of those things. That's what I believe in. That's what I was. That's what just I was thinking to put it forward and try to invite friends, some people. Hello.
Hello, Mia Arab Lala.
Hello, how are you? Yeah, that are some of my arguments that I was trying to put it forward and ask people to come and make up their minds. But as I may just say, someone who just started going online and try to view some of these things, putting my opinions forward, it is difficult to have much of my friends trying to come online and then try to share an opinion. For me personally, I might not have many friends uh, that have the same opinion like I do. So I will just try to put some of those things together. But for someone who believe in the international laws, who believe in freedom of expression, human rights, and then right of self-determination, so I believe Israel as a state, they should not allow their citizens to compete on the Israeli flag. That is my belief. And then those beliefs are based on some of the facts that I have stated earlier, that Russia was banned because they invade Ukraine. Uh, South Africa South Africa has been banned from competing in international organizations like uh, IOC, Olympic Games, and other things. So So in that case, I don't think that Israel as a state should be able to should be allowed their peoples to compete in OIC, or let me say IOC, International Olympic Games, because it will be hypocritical. It will be uh, against the international laws. So if you are believe in some of those things, you can just come online and make some of your mind and try to we make an argument and then you share your views. We see what is happening because I know many of my followers or some people might not be supporting it. My view, my how shall I say it? The view of how I see Israel. It is not as a state of Israel because I have nothing against the state of Israel. Even so many things are there to be discussed or to be debated about. But the reality is like uh, as a state that is that as a apartheid state, as a state that is discriminating against other people, as a state that is trying to destroy the life of the other people for the interest of their people. So it is difficult for us to do some of the things that we have to understand now. So those are some of the things that I wanted to put it forward and discuss. So because I'm not having as many friends or so many people joining me to discuss about some of those things, but as the reality and so many people are trying to put it forward, Israel as a state for them to be accountable should start now. For Israel to be accountable of their actions should start now. Now by compete. Ciao.
امال ايه الحكايه يا جدعان؟
النضاره عميت النضاره وحشه.
So they should not be allowed to compete in a international community like in Olympic Games because it will be very difficult for them to defend when Russian athletes are competing on the neutral, not on the Russian flag. To start this, it will be about Israeli, not athletes not competing on the Israeli flag. That's my belief, and that's how I believe that justice for the Palestinian people should start by now. It should start by now, and then it should start with Olympic Games, and then Olympic Games will make a standard and try to put pressure on the UEFA, FIFA, and other things, other international organizations. The pressure should start from them because their competition, like the Olympic game, is just few days away, and then this announcement came. So it is them who should make a standard, who should start putting things in order. So for now, I'll just try to go offline because I will come back later and start to discuss some of these things and make an opinion, or those are my opinions. So those are some of the things that I wanted to do. And then the world need to talk about it, the world need to see it, and then the community, the international community have to try to challenge Israel and then the all these organizations to stop assisting an apartheid, to stop sending their money, their weapons, their manufacturing, their products to Israel. Because apartheid in South Africa was not ended because the West wanted it to be ended. It was ended because it was so expensive for them. They cannot try to do their things. They cannot travel. They cannot do so many things with it. So if that pressure, more pressure is coming toward Israel now, that will be a first step for the Palestinian to be free, and it will be steps. Uh, it will be a baby, a little step by states trying to ban Israel, saying that we cannot do business with you unless you stop occupying the land of the Palestinians. We cannot do business with you unless you stop destroying the Palestinian properties. We cannot do business with you, or we cannot allow you to compete in a international community. We cannot allow you to attend global gatherings. You cannot call yourself as a democrat, as a nation of freedom, as a people who believe in the rule of law, if you are not upholding the international laws. So if that, if the global community like started coming together, I know the last country who will gonna support it, the countries that we might believe are gonna support it are not gonna support it. America is not gonna support. America is not gonna abandon them because America and Israel are 6 and 9. So United Kingdom, England will not gonna abandon them now because they are 6 and 9, or let me say 3 and 8. They are just the same thing. So the only countries like this, other countries that are starting to call them to stop occupation, stop the apartheid, stop genocide, and stop killing innocent citizens. So we just started telling them that, you know what, we cannot work with you now because the law, the ICJ said you are an apartheid state, and if you are, as the ICJ said, and we believe them, we cannot deal with you. I think some of those arguments will make Israel to change their ways because they will not just change their way as far as they are doing business as normal. They will not just change their. They will not change their way as far as millions of people are going there to visit, and the millions of people are trying to be associated with them, or let me say countries like the head of state, because the ordinary citizens around the globe are not in support of it. Let me put it that way: the ordinary people around the globe are not in support of Israel. So, because those ordinary citizens like me and you, who are not in power, who the Israeli organization are not in control of, because we might have our freedom of expression, or we can just speak of something on social media, because the Western media just, I was just baffled. When the Ukraine have put Russia to the ICJ about the ruling of their invasion, something like that, one has been covered entirely full by the Western media. They are propagandists. Let me put it there. They are propagandists like BBC, CNN, Sky Sport, Sky News, sorry, Sky News, and then the all other international media. They have covered them completely. But immediately when all these cases against Israel, they just cherry pick some of the things. News flash, they move on. No detail, no explanation, nothing happened. It is just like nothing. No one cares. Like as a Gambian, because I'm from Gambia. As a Gambian, when the Gambia took Neymar to ICJ for the Rohingya issues, BBC cover them. They cover many part of it. Even in their international news, they have given about minimum many part of it. Even in their international news, they have given about minimum. But Just look at it. When this one happened, when it is against Israel, it is just a 60-second news flash. They just comment in the news flash, they move on. The day this ICJ have made this announcement, on that day, the BBC News, I have been for because I follow them on their radio world service. I follow them continuously. On that day, they were just they are just talking about how Hutu rebels have send rocket to Israel or how Israel have responded, and then those are their main news, not what Israel, not what the violation that Israel as a state is doing against the Palestinian people. Like it is like nothing else happened. So I was thinking, I just said myself, this is the problem because you cherry pick, you pick which news you are gonna follow, like our enemies. So we are just gonna put some of the things and then make that one as a newsworthy. That's why the problem of the global media, international, like the Western media, or some people call them mainstream media, they are not any more mainstreams, or even they are mainstream. They are just hypocritical. They are not follow. They are not doing the things that is the interest of the people. They are not doing things that is the interest of the ordinary citizens. Because if your job as a media is to inform the global community about what their government is doing or what is happening around the world or how how things are happening, and try to come up with the facts and give those facts to the people, let them make their decision. But in Israeli case, they don't come out with the fact. They don't share the fact. They only try to share what Israeli narrative is. That's it. Palestinian narrative have never been heard. And then when the international court, like the ICJ, make a ruling, they don't talk about those things because they can't defend those, because those are the that became a law. Like for example, now in US, when their Supreme Court have make a ruling that Donald Trump issue, like how he should be prosecuted, about how he handle some of their documents, that became law because it means that they cannot prosecute him for that. Now, in UK, when they wanted to send their refugees or immigrants, how you call it, it doesn't matter, to Rwanda, when their court told them that you cannot do that because of this and this and that, they stop it and they go back to make a laws that verify those, but the court says that you should not do this because of that. So you must get this one before you do that. But now today, when the court, like the United Nations International Court, like ICJ said, Israel is an apartheid, the West, many of them, are seem like there's nothing happened. They seem like they don't care. They seem like that they are not. It doesn't even happen because it is an Israel. Because it is Israel that they are talking about, that the world is talking about. It's Israel that is in violation of the international law. They don't care. So that Israel is their baby, is their newborn baby. So they have to defend it anyhow they feel like. But because as they think that Russia is their enemy or Russia is not their friend, so if Russia did something, they will just say, well, it is a dictator state. Vladimir Putin is a dictator, and there's no democracy in Russia, so on, so on, so. But the same law, the same court, some of their court that they are doing, they make a ruling, they accept it. If Russian court make a ruling, they don't. No, that court is not free because it is under a dictatorship, because it is under Vladimir Putin. So I am really it really baffled me how the West or Europeans and then they see Israel and how they are helping them. Because one of the ruling in the ICJ ruling shows that Israel should no state, no country should help Israel in the crime that they are committing against the Palestine. So it means that if, for now, if if America send their weapons to Israel, they are in violation of that law. If Germany send their weapons to Israel, they are in violation of that law. If how shall I say it? If United Kingdom, England send their weapons to Israel, they are in violation. They are helping Israel to to commit apartheid, like to they are helping them committing crime against the people of Palestine. So some of those things need to be said. And then to start everything with, the global community should now just start asking themselves a very simple question. Why, if South Africa is banned from competing in international competition like Olympics, why should Israel compete? If Russia is banned, at least are banned from competing under a Russian flag for invading Ukraine, why should Israel, who is occupying another state for more than 50 years, should be allowed to do it? So some of these questions should be asked, and then some of these questions should be put forward, and there's so many people should come up and try to uh, pressure their government, and then the citizens will be enlightened. Many people should start to talk about some of these things, and so that the global community will be free. Because if there is peace in the globe, either it is in Sudan, or either it is in Congo, or either it is in how shall I say it, Gaza or Israel, or it is in any part of the world, the citizen, the ordinary people, they prosper, they get happy, they get rich, they develop themselves, they move on. But if you are there, I say, I just saw a baby in a news like that, a baby boy or a baby was born without a mother and a father. She's just a day old. That baby is gonna live for the rest of her life, no matter how long. Either she's even gonna live it, no one knows. But at least she's gonna live for the rest of her life as someone without parents, because Israeli dropped a bomb in their compound, in the house that they live in, and then all of his family, her parents, have been killed. A 1 day old baby. So just if that 1 day old baby was raised and he became older, he is now something 20, 21, or 18 years old under an apartheid. No one should have a right to tell that one not to resist or not to fight against the state of Israel. No one should ask. No one should tell them you should not fight against a state of Israel because A, B, C, and D. So those are the problems. Those are some of the things the world need to put it forward, and then we should start to advocate for peace and start to advocate for the global community to come together and stop an apartheid. Because without it, the people of Palestine will not be free. If they said uh, like pro-Israelis will come up and say Yeah, but October 7th. But the ICJ ruling says that it was before October 7th that Israel is committing apartheid. So if Nelson Mandela was fighting against apartheid and he was in prison, now the questions will be okay. So it means that Hamas will also have a right to fight against the apartheid because that was before the October 7th. So it is funny how the West or the global community will try to rebrand it and say like, no, they are, all the world have started, all this problem was started in October 7th. It doesn't start in October 7th. It has been 75 years long. So just to put some of these things together, I will just say thank you very much. I'll just stop here for now and then thank you for some of the people that have been following me. Maria, let me follow you back. Really, thank you very much. And then I don't know who is the other guy. I am very happy for being following me. And then yeah, Sophie, thank you guys. And then take care. So I will be back maybe next time so to try to talk about some of these things that is happening about the people of the globe. Like it is my, I love it. I love doing it. So I'm not just. I don't normally go out to do the videos or try to share my opinions, but the global news I have been following it for as much of my life. So thank you very much and take care. Thank you.